All right. I'll try to keep this real short. Make up for my last time that was long. No. I thought I'd just read 1 Corinthians 13. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but I do not have love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have prophecy and know all mysteries and all knowledge, and I have all faith so that I can remove mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give away everything I own, and if I give over my body in order to boast, but do not have love, I receive no benefit. Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not envious. Love does not brag. It is not puffed up. It is not rude. It is not self-serving. It is not easily angered or resentful. It is not glad about injustice, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. But if there are prophecies, they will be set aside. If there are tongues, they will cease. If there is knowledge, it will be set aside. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when what is perfect comes, the partial will be set aside. When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. But when I became an adult, I set aside childish ways. For now we see in a mirror indirectly, but then we will see face to face. Now I know in part, but then I will know fully, just as I have been fully known. Now these three remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Pursue love and be eager for the spiritual gifts, especially that you may prophesy. I guess I just like that, the first part there of 14 as well, like pursue love. You know, like that's what we should be pursuing after. And despite all our differences, my endeavor is to live this out with you all. So, God bless you all, and feel free to comment.
Thank you, WJ. That was beautiful and short and sweet, to the point. And, it's our goal to follow that. John, in his epistles, said, we love because he first loved us. What meaning of love is this? And then in the Gospel of John, it does say, when, was it Mary or Martha was weeping over Lazarus? And then Jesus wept, and then they said, see how he loved them. And the early Christian Justin says that Christians, I don't know who's Trypho or something, saying, see how they love one another. So with all the problems in Corinth, lawsuits and divisions and man living with his father's wife and eating things sacrificed to idols, the core of that, I guess, is what Brother Walter said, love is the greatest. May we love each other. The Lord be magnified.
Yeah, thank you for the reading. Just share one verse that stood out to me and the thought I had in connection with it. Verse 9 says, for we know in part and we prophesy in part. And I think it's just a reminder that I need to recognize that we don't, and remember that we don't see everything, we don't know everything. Sometimes, I think sometimes we can forget, and we can kind of think we see the whole picture, we know it all. Then I was thinking that it was Paul who wrote that here. I was thinking about all the epistles he wrote and everything he wrote here, and I don't even understand that. You know, I would think if I understood everything that Paul wrote perfectly here, I would know it all pretty close anyway. But he even says that he's the one writing this, that we only know in part, seeing through a glass darkly and things like that. So.